Good morning, tubers. The greenhouse looks a little different again today. Changing every time you visit with me here. I've cleaned out the entire back, or actually the front side of this greenhouse. And I got a Christmas came early this year, and I'll show you what that's all about in just a little bit. It's going to go right in one of these, part of this cleared out area here. I think I've spoke about it before. Manny from AutoPots has sent me a 6-pot system, and we're going to be working with that together, and eventually I may be convinced, after what I've already seen. I'm intrigued what these things can do, but I may end up going with that solely for my tomatoes, peppers, and maybe my cantaloupes and cucumbers. Who knows, maybe lots of other things. These things are pretty impressive, but I'll show you what that's all about here in a minute, and we'll put them together. Stay tuned. Okay, here's the flex tank. This is what's basically the reservoir. It's got a zipper top. Put that to the side. Pretty sure those are the legs for that. And then we have buckets. And the trays. And inside this, make sure you can see that. Yeah, you can see it. Inside this is the magic. These are the auto valves. This is what makes this thing special. And I guess what I'll do is I'll unpackage all this and we'll put it together, and we'll see how everything looks. Alright people, have you ever seen a prettier bunch of romaine lettuce? This aquaponics system is the bomb with this romaine lettuce. I think I like it, and I like the bib. The black-seeded Simpson does pretty good too. That's good for sandwiches. This romaine is beautiful. Okay, tubers, this may be a little bit difficult to see, but this is the tap. This goes into the bottom of the tank down here. You can see the hole, and what you have, there's 2 rubber washers, one that'll go on the outside of the tank and one that'll go on the inside of the tank. Basically, this goes through the hole, and from the inside you screw that back together and it'll all tighten up. And that's why you don't skip steps. You can't do that with the legs in it. Like a kid at Christmas, you get a new toy and you just start putting it together, then you go look at the instructions. Not a good idea. And it says not to over tighten it, so there you go. That's supposed to be facing down, the valve. Let's load it back up with legs. When I started talking about my wicking system, I've been watching a few videos from some that have gone that route in the past. Larry Hall, probably one of the first, and then Bob in Australia has a wicking system. His are huge IBC tanks. And then Brent from C3 Voyage, my buddy, he had a system. It was called Fawn system, and it was a wicking system as well. I think he does kind of a combination wicking and feed now. So, but this is what's driven me. This system is what has driven me to build my own. These are obviously better, and at some point I may go completely with these, but on a budget, I'm trying to do what I can right now. So anyway, well, I assume from this drawing that this snaps on here like so, and this is where you'll have your feed line coming out. So what we're doing is taking that off to set this up. Gonna run this through the hose first. It's a little pressure fitting. Trying to do this so you can see it. So you slide that up over that little nipple there, then slide the screw back on, and at pressure, you don't over tighten this. Once it grips, it's done, and that's it. And this will fit down inside of, oops, I'm sorry, that tray right there, like so. And in this tray, there's a little, can you see that there? That little T section? There's a half moon right here on this valve that snaps onto that little half moon thing. It fits snugly on it. So once that's on there, that's good to go. Yeah, I forgot to show you these two. There's two of those same kind of setups with the rubber washers. They go on the top. You got one that comes in, it's got a fitting like this, and the other has a fitting like a hose in, so that you could actually use that to fill, I guess. But I'm learning as I go here. Didn't want to forget that. And the rest of that is all going to go right here. I did want to say that these are the big pots too. The ones that James mainly grows in over in Green Evolution's Aquaponics Thailand, they have one auto valve with two pots, and they're a little smaller pots. But these bad boys look like they'll be able to grow some huge plants. We ought to be able to do anything we need to do with them in here. I think this little starter bed's gonna be nice. Oh, and by the way, I think I am completely changing over to cocoa coir for my seed starting mix. Germination rates much better from what I've been using with that starter mix that I buy. Just thought I'd let you know. Got to paint that thing, it's ugly. While I was filming earlier yesterday, actually, I didn't really explain how the magic works. This is the auto valve again, but the true magic is the way this thing works, and what it allows the system to do is each one of these trays to flood and drain, and so the medium that's in these pots will go through a drying system. It'll go for a while where the plant, the roots will allow themselves to dry so they don't feel like they're sitting in water, and some plants really don't like that. Tomatoes do pretty good with that. You've seen that in the Dutch buckets, but I really think that they're really going to enjoy this. This is more the way God intended it to be. So what we're doing here is we got a valve that functions in a couple different ways. It allows this to flow up and down with the level of the water. So as this one on the bottom, as it drops, it opens up because there's a little stopper here. You see the little stopper? That covers a hole from this inlet, and once it drops, it'll open up and water will come in. And as it comes in, this one will come up to a certain level, and it'll come to a level and stop. When this one fills up, it'll stop. It'll stop that hole up. This one here on the top will determine the level of the water on the inside as it rises and falls. So there's two different valves. It's kind of cool how it works, and I'm excited to see how this whole thing does with my plants in my greenhouse, because you've seen what we've done here with the Dutch buckets. This is pretty exciting. No electricity. Love that part. No electricity. It's all fed by gravity. And if I can replace all those Dutch buckets in here, get the same kind of production, I'm going to do it. God bless. Go play in some dirt, some AutoPots, some fish water, hydroponic, nutrient solution, whatever it takes to grow something. We'll see you next time. Take care.